Alright, this fight just happened last weekend, and I was going to watch it, but I decided to watch it with you guys on the channel for the first time. It's from Game Bred Bareknuckle MMA. We got Jason Knight, a local legend when it comes to the Mississippi fight scene. He's greasy, he's fun, he's interesting, he's got a great style. He's one of the pioneers, I guess, of bare knuckle sport in the U.S. in general. I think he was like the first main card that BKFC put on. He was on it. And Randy Costa. I don't know who he is. Seems like a nice guy. We're going to kind of check this out. We got 30. Wow, Jason Knight's 31. You have to assume he would have been so much older. I don't know. Just looking at him, he is fucked up looking. Considering this guy's only 2 years younger than him, and he looks a lot better. 5'11", 5'8". Jason's quite a bit taller. We're going to give the reach to Randy Costa here, and they're fighting in featherweight. So, let's play this out. Yeah, you got to respect Jason Knight for just staying committed, being a greasy MMA fighter who's just willing to brawl, make it messy every single time. Alright, 7-4, Randy Costa. Lauzon MMA, fighting with Joe, I guess. Joe Lauzon. Jason Knight's so much fun to watch, though. Every fight that he's in ends up being a brawl. He doesn't make them all easy. Doesn't make any easy. His ability to brawl and just keep the fight standing, keep him moving the entire time, be slippery and have some good jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but just use it to get back to your guard and stand up and blitz the shit out of the other guy. I like those shorts. I feel like those shorts... Oh! Damn, head kick. Another head kick. Wow, Costa can hit that from really tight in. He's getting blitzed. Another head kick. Yeah, the range that he can throw that head kick up and with so much speed and no telegraph. There, clean cross block. Jason staying in the brawl, though. Kind of just swinging, losing his feet on every punch. He needs space. Wow, love that combo. We're going to watch that back. Clinched up with them. A little bit of dirty boxing. All right, that short clinch with the half plum, just digging uppercuts. Oh, clipped again. Just keeps taking him off his feet with every strike that lands. All the nick... Oh, he pulls guard. This is something that we were saying for the other bare knuckle MMA that we were watching. The grappling exchanges, I feel like stuff can just happen so much quicker. It's like taking the gi off. From gi jiu-jitsu to no gi jiu-jitsu. No gi jiu-jitsu so much quicker. Oh, beautiful intercept cross. Man, the blood coming out of Jason Knight right now is not cool. Beautiful. Done. Wow. This is going to be worth watching back in slow-mo. Costa's striking is actually phenomenal. He's really good. I wonder what his 4 losses are. He's probably been hit a couple times, but he's tough. Alright, let's watch this back. We gotta watch some slow-mo with this. Put it down to 0.25. No sound. Got 90 seconds of fighting. That went quick. Even just the first head kick he landed. There's no hesitation, barely a telegraph, switch stance. So what was his lead leg is put behind him. Again, another sort of interesting stance switch. All right, he showed a lot with his feet in the first moments of the fight there. The way he switched and took angles. Like, he looks very comfortable in both stances. Oh, right to the head. Right, he's shifting off. Jason's moving his way in. I don't know exactly what he thought was happening there. It barely rocked him, though. I think it's the follow-up punch that kind of sent him skittering. Again, it's off of these stance switches. All right, he lands this leg behind him. Let's see that again. All right, stepping his right foot out, so it's just outside of Jason Knight's. Behind himself with a little skip, and look how he landed after that skip. So it wasn't quite like a switch high kick. He was already switched into that stance, but he did a little shift where almost a subtle jump to the outside. And with that, he turned his foot out. The high kick's ready to fly its way up. And there's no hesitation on it at all. And he's so ready to box off of all of his kicks too, which I really appreciate out of a striker. He's landing the kick, he's watching his opponent right through it, reloading that left hand, pops it off, trying to follow up with uppercuts. Maybe a little bit overzealous there, right? But sprawls intelligently, right? Keeping his hips and his legs back, right? Turning over, so he's giving himself room to strike while also making it harder for Jason to tie up that leg and pull it in. All right, and even off of that sprawl, he's lifting his feet off the mat, just putting all of his weight into the back of Jason Knight's head. Another head kick off the break. Again, really smart the way he's doing that there, right? He's framing, he's watching him, lining it up. Takes him off his feet, but well worth it. Feints the high kick just to give himself a little bit of space. All right, jamming up the hands, frame, regaining his guard. Cross down the middle. All right, reading, reacting, shuffling out. Looks like, yep, again, that's exact same footwork to set up the high kick from the other round. Or rather, a minute ago there. So watch his feet here. Well, that's pretty cool. So he lands into this switch stance. Right, as he's shuffling out, right, he's using his shuffle, and his feet come together, and off of his feet coming together, he jump switches into his orthodox stance, or rather southpaw stance with the right foot forward. And he's really good about getting those kicks back, so he's always ready to throw another strike. He's not leaving the kicks out or off balance at all when the kick lands. Comes right back to stance, hits the mat, and he's ready to start punching again. Even midair, because he's controlling the leg that much. Good. Nice shift. Still light on his feet, circling to the outside. Now watch, his feet are going to come together here. Nope. Trying to set up a bit more boxing. A little bit wild. Jason just kept walking forward, though. He didn't give himself any space to breathe. Right, he put himself into danger every second of this fight. One, two, high kick, reloads, cross. Love that combo. Something I teach in a lot of my classes. All right, it's like really classic kickboxing. So he lines himself up. As he's throwing this jab, he should be stepping out slightly. Yeah, so it's just a feint jab just so he could set up the cross. Lands, and it's masking the fact that his kick is coming up right behind it. Boom. And then while that kick is landing, he's reloading his left hand so he can pop off another straight. So he goes jab, cross, kick, cross. Right back to stance again. Immediately ready to strike. Takes a lot of balance and composure and trust in your combination to land something like that, but if you can, it's so devastating. It's so hard to block that many strikes on the same side, where it comes straight down the middle to the side of your head with the kick, and then one more punch straight down the middle again with no hesitation in between every strike. It's a lot to get in front of. Fuck, my throat's dry. Little head and arm. He was tying up this arm, hopefully to set up maybe a... Yeah, it was an arm bar. Which is just crazy to do. This early in the fight, to jump an arm bar. And that's one of the biggest difference with this bare knuckle MMA stuff versus regular. I feel like when Jason Knight jumped that armbar, he would have had a much better chance in regular MMA with like the nooks and cranny of the glove. Like, you're not necessarily grabbing onto the glove because that's illegal, but you're grabbing onto their hand, and that glove is going to have a lot more trouble slipping out. Just really interesting footwork out of Costa. Like, he's comfortable almost in any stance. No matter where his legs are, he's comfortable to strike. Like, his feet are squared together here, and as he's moving in, they sort of squared up, and he was still striking really well, throwing good punching. Switching between southpaw and orthodox. Southpaw, he sets up that left high kick, that rear high kick so well. And that's something that I've told a couple of my students, that if you're going to be constantly switching stances, it's good to have at least a technique in your non-dominant stance that you know you can throw no matter what. So if you're forced to switch stance, at least you have that technique. It's not quite a jumping arm bar there, but pulled guard and was trying to tie up the arm as he went down. But there's just no way. With the blood, with the sweat after even a minute, there's no way that he would have gotten that. But he's been kicked in the head like 4 times, so can we really blame him for wanting to try? Nice. Just framing on the back of the head. Loses his feet. Still keeping the pressure on. Right, he didn't give Knight a second in this fight. And I don't know if Knight really landed one clean strike back on Costa. Switching his stance again. Look, he's in southpaw. Okay, back to orthodox. In orthodox, he's landing most of his boxing, I feel. And when he goes southpaw, that's when the kicks start coming. So he's southpaw again. Back to orthodox. Just using it to cover a little bit of distance and keep Knight against the wall. See, that was a good intercept right there. Boom. Just trying to throw back. At the same time that Costa's trying to unload, Jason's just moving his head to the outside, but it's definitely a fluke. Like, he was just trying to throw back. Costa happened to miss. Knight happened to land. Like, that's the risk of... Oh, man, his face is messed up quick. Right on the jaw again. Nice uppercut. Look at the range and the strength that he has behind all his punches. Lost his feet a little bit there. Right over top of Knight's hand. Alright, Knight's just trying to throw out that pawing left hook like there really wasn't anything there. Costa just had that really great level change. Alright, so he's almost ducking a little bit. Right, he's bending into those legs, and he's already ready with that right hand. That was his plan from the start. And Knight just gave it to him by reaching that lead hand out and keeping his chin up, intercepting over top of it with his right cross to the chin. Boom. One more. Lands it perfectly while Knight's getting back up. And he knows it's done. There's nothing left to him. Brutal. A brutal beatdown. Compared to regular MMA, that would have been just as brutal with or without the gloves. Just maybe a little less bloody. That's about the only difference. Like, I find it so funny that, like, one of the most common, I guess, like, selling points to bare knuckle is that it's better for your brain. Like, the fact that a glove, you can hit a lot harder, you can hit more consistently. Getting hit in the head is getting hit in the head. Some guys can take it longer than others. That's about the most exact science of it, I think, that we should, like, attribute to. Like, obviously, there's some benefits to others. Like, the sports aren't the exact same. So there's some benefits to fighting MMA with gloves on. There's some benefits to fighting without it on. But moral of the story is you're getting punched in the head. So what the fuck is the difference, if you ask me? It's all bad. It's all bad for your brain. Funny shit to watch, but like, I don't know. It just seems like a pointless conversation to me. That was a pretty fun fight to watch. Some good technique. Yeah, Costa's good. Knight's getting old. They're in the MMA world, and he's been beat up a lot, and he's been in some crazy wars. So he's probably going to keep doing it, but maybe he'll stop and save himself a bit. Anyways, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time. Fun fight to watch. Bye.